Hi, my loves. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, you're welcome. This is a very much anticipated video, and I have pretty much been delaying, or rather being held back from releasing this video because I was just so filled with so much fear and doubt. There was just a lot that I had to take in at that moment, and this is why it took me so long to actually come to a point whereby I'm releasing it. But now that we're here, thank you for being so patient with me. I am the Muser Olifant, and I regard myself as a mental health advocate. And the reason behind this channel is actually to spread awareness, to teach people about mental health, self-development, and wellness. And it is also to just take people throughout the journey of living with mental health, battling with mental health, because it is one of the things that I'm also battling with. So now it has always been a greater calling of mine and purpose to open this channel and to spread awareness about mental health. And this channel will be basically covering everything that pertains mental health, or that has to do with mental health, and just our holistical being, man. And I hope this is a safe space for you guys to just talk and to just feel safe. I hope that I create a safe space for us to just speak about issues that are impacting our mental health. And I hope that it's going to be a space that allow us to grow, to thrive, and to just live. And before we go anywhere, I'll just like to put it out there and just tell you that I'm not here as an expert. I'm just here as a person that is also going through it and trying to help somebody that is going through it, or somebody that knows a family member that is going through it, to also walk this journey with me. So I want to start from when I was young, right? I have always been a different child. Let me rather put it like that. So I was a very different child in a way that the way I dealt with things was just so different, you know. And now growing up in a black household, in an African family, they just take it as, this child is just naughty, this child is just misbehaving, this child just has behavioral issues, you know. But there has always been a deeper side of that. There was just something about those behavioral issues. So now, being a child, I am this child that is, I had a lot of emotional outbursts, you know. I would have a lot of emotional outbursts, and my family would just perceive it as me. They even, like, at some point they even called me crazy, you know. So now I am going through this those moments as being perceived as that child that is naughty, or that child that has behavioral problems. And it has been taken light in our family, right? In our black families. I think this is what happens now, like a lot. Now as I go through life, as I grow up and everything, now I started experiencing anxiety attacks. I think during my 11th or 12th grade. Yeah, I think it's during my 11th and 12th grade. I start experiencing these anxiety attacks, and they take me to the doctor, and the doctor is just saying that, you know what, this person is probably experiencing anxiety because they're writing their exams and everything, you know. And that is actually where everything just started. Fast forward, I go to varsity. And I had quite a difficult time adjusting to the environment. I had quite a difficult time adjusting to university. Now I'm at university, but I'm really not coping. I'm not coping well. I am having a lot of let me say, a lot of emotional outbursts. Also, I also find myself in situations whereby I'm constantly being caught up in drama. I'm constantly being in altercations with people, for the smallest things, And now it has finally got to me that, actually no, it didn't get to me at that point. That point I perceive it as normal, normal, for this is just who I am. This is always been me. Now, as I go through university, I'm also not coping academically. My mental health is starting to affect my schoolwork. I'm not coping well. I am just in this daze. It's as if like I don't know what is happening, I'm not coping well. I'm having sleepless nights. I'm having a difficult time sleeping. I'm experiencing insomnia. I'm trying to cope, and it was just a very dark period of my life, and I did not know what was happening at that point. I could not perceive. Now that I'm looking back, I could not perceive what was happening at that point. It was as if I'm just floating through life. Like I'm just floating, I'm just floating through life. It was just a very dark space to be in, because I also found myself in situations whereby I am involving myself in risky behaviors, and I am having risky encounters also. Now, as I'm going through university and I'm trying to cope, academically I'm not doing well, socially I'm not doing well, emotionally and just psychologically I'm not doing well. And now I'm struggling to cope, and I start diverting to coping with alcohol. I was always in that mode that, every weekend I get drunk just because I want to escape the emotional turmoil that I was facing at that point. As I'm going through all of that, my academics are suffering, Second year, I think it was second year, and I get a letter from the university that I am about to face academic exclusion. Now, that was something that really, really, really took a toll on me. It really, really took a toll on me, and I couldn't just tell anyone about it. I was just going through it. Okay, now I'm hearing that I am about to be excluded in university. I tried to cope. I tried to pull up my socks, but it was just so hard for me to do any of those. The more I consumed alcohol, the more I tried to cope with alcohol, but the more I spiraled out of control, and the more my academics were suffering, and the more my mental health was also deteriorating. I started bunking classes. It got me more and more depressed. Now, fast forward, third year, I finally thought, no man, I have my life together, I started working out, I started going to therapy. Yes, there was also a point whereby I was going to therapy, but I did not take it as, I was not so intentional about my sessions. However, on my third year, I was really intentional about, doing better, and just doing better academically and doing better for my health, my overall health. As time goes by, I have my life together. my marks are improving. I'm doing much better. I'm no longer skipping classes. My social anxiety is better. I'm no longer afraid to go on campus alone, because there was also a point whereby I couldn't go on campus alone. Like, I was just so fearful. I did not understand what is going on. So now it came a point whereby I'm over, like, my social anxiety is better. Let me not say my, because now I'm claiming it, but the social anxiety that I had was getting better. I'm also getting better. I'm also performing better. My mental health is also better. June examinations came. I happened to have a mental breakdown. Like, it was a very bad mental health breakdown, and I was just going through it. I come home, I'm disorientated, I'm disorganized, I'm all over the place. The anxiety is just skyrocketing. Right now, when I get home, I don't know what to say to my mom. How do I explain to this person how I feel? I don't even know how I feel. I don't even know what is happening with me. Now I'm experiencing these feelings. I'm experiencing this fear. It's as if I'm scared of the world. I'm scared to go out. It felt as if the world is weighing on me. Like, I don't want people to see me. I don't want to see people. Everything was just so heavy on me. I remember this one particular night whereby I was just shivering. I was having panic attacks and everything, and I could not even comprehend or even fathom the feelings that I was experiencing at that point. Now, I finally got admitted to a healthcare center, right? A wellness care center. I got admitted to a wellness care center. I got there and I explained my symptoms, and the psychiatrist was just writing everything down. And then as I go with my sessions, my psychiatrist tells me that I have manic depression. Now, I don't know what manic depression is. So I get in the internet, obviously, and I try to research what manic depression is. And to my surprise, it's like, I have bipolar. And I was shocked. I was really, really shocked, and I felt like that alone I needed counseling for, because it was so hard for me to understand what that meant. How does it go about? How is my life going to be forward? Because now I'm going through the internet, I'm reading the symptoms, I relate to the symptoms. I have these symptoms that they're talking about. I behave this way. I have these thoughts. How do I now navigate through life having this illness? How do I get to live my normal life now that I know of this diagnosis? We are living in a society whereby bipolar is really stigmatized. There's so much stigma around the illness, whereby everything is this person has bipolar, this person has bipolar. Having that knowledge, and I'm already scared, and I'm already feeling like I'm also going to be stigmatized. I'm also going to be viewed as a crazy person. There was just so much going in my head, and also there was just so much fear, and there was just so much shame in having that diagnosis, because now I'm wondering, how am I going to live now? What does it mean for my life? Do I even go backwards or forward? Like, where do I actually go? Now I'm just like, okay, now this is my life. I'm given medication. I'm told that, you know what, I should depend on this medication because it is a chronic illness. Having bipolar is a chronic illness. It doesn't heal. Sadly, you don't heal from a chronic illness like that, which is something that I'm going to furthermore explore in this channel. And now, the following year, I actually had to go back to university because I had to discontinue my studies due to the illness, which was something that was also very, very sad because I had to discontinue my studies and actually sit home and, you know, recover because it took an actual toll on me. So I had to sit down and recover a bit. The following year, I actually went back to school, just that I changed schools. Now I continued with therapy, I continued with my medication, and that's what actually took me through university, because I don't think I was actually going to cope without the two. And that is it. That is how I was just navigating through the illness, and that is just how it has been. And in between that, I also had challenges. I had moments whereby I was not coping. I had moments whereby I had mental breakdowns. I had moments whereby I was manic, and I also had moments whereby I was deeply, deeply depressed. Sometimes I couldn't even get out of bed. Sometimes, you know, just getting out of bed was just so hard. It was just so hard. Interacting with people, just living life was just so hard. It is just one of the, it was just so hard throughout the years. But now I'm at a point whereby I'm learning how to thrive. I'm learning how to cope, and I'm just learning how to live life and not just survive, because that is just what I've been doing all throughout the years. I've been surviving and not living. And I just want to say to anybody out there that needs to hear this, that if you're currently on your healing journey, if you currently know your family member that is also going through what I've been through, it is possible to actually thrive. It is possible to live happy, although it's not going to be as easy as an average person, but it is possible to actually live and just not drown in your illness, or just, you know, it is just possible to live a fulfilling life, basically, within the illness. And the reason for my channel is that I just wanted to encourage somebody out there, reach out to somebody out there and tell them that if it was possible for me, it is also possible for you. And that's it for today. And I hope that my story inspires somebody out there. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the love. Please don't forget to like, to share, and to subscribe. It will make me so happy. And that's it for now. Bye.